and here we have our best games of 1989. And to start off with, it is Castlevania 3 Draculas Curse. Now, this one is definitely a major improvement over Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. Even though that game has its fans here and there, this one is more of like a Castlevania back to like its like original style. And I have to say, this one is more harder than the original. It is absolutely brutal. I can't beat like the original Castlevania to begin with. So like this one, there's no way. I have to cheat my way through it. But it is a great return to form in that like a brutal like Castlevania difficulty. And yeah, this one adds like more characters so you can switch between. I think you choose paths. So after this level's done, you get to choose like, do you want to go upwards or downwards to the next level? So you change the level and that will affect who you meet. In my playthrough here, I met Alucard. There's two other like characters. There's like a flea man and there's like the mage. I think the mage is pretty much the one that you need to go for, really, that most people go for, because she has really powerful magic that helps out a lot later on in the game. For me, I like Alucard, so like I was lucky that I actually found him. But this is the thing, this is my first time playing it. I found Alucard. I could have found the mage, I could have found the flea guy. So it adds like replayability as well as just having like a great hard like Castlevania game to like complete. So there's multiple paths, multiple characters that you can get, and I guess not really like multiple endings. It's still like you fight Dracula and you win. But as for that, like the ability just to change up a bit and like choose your path, choose like different like characters to like swap in between. It's a pretty good, impressive like Castlevania game. And that's about all I have to say about it. It's more of the same Castlevania. As you can see, it looks like Castlevania 1 here. That's because they pretty much decided, let's try and get the colour palette back to the same style as the original, because of the fan disappointment of like Castlevania 2. Yeah, so if you like Castlevania, I would definitely say this is one to like look out for and like actually play, more so than the second game, and most definitely over like those horrific like 3D ones. Some of the 3D Castlevanias that I'm going to play are pretty okay, but like when I say 3D ones, I mean like the Nintendo 64 games. People know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's it for the third game, my third best game of 1989. Let us move on to our second place. And coming in at second place is The Revenge of Shinobi. So this, I don't think it wasn't a launch title, or maybe it came out. It was like a really early like Sega Genesis game. It came out pretty much in the launch period. It wasn't a launch title because Alter Beast was the launch title. This one is one of those games that I played as a kid that was like completely brutal. Again, a little fun fact about me, I don't know if this is just me or just like loads of kids in general, but like I can never beat it on like normal. I couldn't beat it on easy, to be fair. There's like a certain jump later on in like the game that is... So where I get up to in this game originally is I get to past Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you know what I'm talking about if like you've played this game. But shortly after that, it just destroys me. Anyways, Revenge of Shinobi here is actually Shinobi 2. So the original game was in the arcades. I've covered it in like one of my other previous like top games of the years kind of deal. And yeah, it's just one of those ones that it's just really classic Sega. You would notice that also that it has a lot of like the sound effects and little sound bites that will be used in Streets of Rage and like other Sega titles as well. So they had like a sound library, I suppose, which they just like compiled a load of sound effects and they just used them for like multiple games. The Revenge of Shinobi pretty self-explanatory. Like, get revenge. I can't remember his name. He's called like Joe. I don't know his second name, but he's called Joe. It's like, whoa, what a ninja name, Joe. And I think it's another one of those, oh, you gotta save the girl. It's one of those things, like, games back in the day were more like, and that's just a trope as well that like George Lucas got rid of in like his 1977 Star Wars movie with Princess Leia, of just like the damsel in distress. There's a lot of that. I don't know why it's there. It's just like, oh, you have to save the girl, when we all know what we want. We just want Doom, okay? We just want to be a guy with a gun who just destroys things. Doom's a bit later on. But in general, it's just, you're a ninja and you have to like destroy this evil organization called Seed that has a lot of like ninjas and like bad guys with guns and stuff like that. It's just like pretty cool. Like a beat 'em up game. It's not a beat 'em up. I don't even know what I'd class these games. They're just 2D side scroll games with combat. That's pretty much all they are. And as you can see here, it's a big boss right at the end of the level, which is very classic of like most games back in the day. You'd have like, the level is just go from left to right, destroy everything, survive, and then you fight the big bad boss at the end. That's generally the formula that like these games kind of like went by, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's me beating the first boss. Right, okay, let us move along to our number one pick. And our number one pick is Golden Axe, the arcade version of Golden Axe that came out in 1989. Now, this is one of those ones that like I missed in the arcades. Primarily because I wasn't born yet when this game came out in the arcades. I have played it in arcade way later on down the line, so this is like, I want to say 2014 was the first time I actually played it in arcade, and it wasn't an actual arcade. I have been to arcades before, but like the place where I played this one was at like a con in Great Britain, so it was just like one of those ones where it was just there with a load of other arcade machines at this convention, and yeah, it's pretty much just the exact same as the when I say it's the exact same, this is the actual original, but like for me, I first played it on the Sega Mega Drive. This one, yeah, it's another one of those beat 'em ups. Old school Sega arcade, one of the most recognizable ones as well out of like all of Sega's properties. Yeah, it was just one of those things that just made, I think this very much popularized, I'm not sure when like Final Fight came out. I know when like Final Fight came out, like then like 2D side scroller like beat 'em ups became a big thing, but this is basically the same thing. And I think Golden Axe is one of those ones where it's heavily inspired by films like Conan the Barbarian, stuff like that, of just high fantasy and like swords and sorcery, that kind of deal. What else to say? You have an actual Golden Axe in this game, in the Sega game. It's called Golden Axe, but there's no bloody Golden Axe in the entire thing. It's more of like, it's just the Sega game before the Sega game, if that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. I played it after the port of the game came out, and it's just more Golden Axe fun. I'm going to talk more about Golden Axe in the next one. Yeah. Alright, so this was a short one, 1989. I wasn't even born then, and there wasn't many on the list to choose from the games that I personally like. So this is more of, they're not really reviews, they're more of like insights of the games that I like to play, or what I grew up with. So with the example of The Revenge of Shinobi, that was something that I actually played. I begged my mama to like go out and buy Revenge of Shinobi because it looked cool. To be fair, I don't think like I even had a choice. It was just like your mum just bought you a game and that's what you had back in the day. So yeah, I think accidentally made good choices, in my opinion. And yeah, if you like these choices, please do like and subscribe. I'll have more of these videos to come. Alright, so until the next one, bye!